First take, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs even the Western Conference semifinals last night at 1-1, dominating the Timberwolves in Game 2 with a 133-95 win. San Antonio had 7 players scoring in double figures in a balanced offensive attack. Wemby bouncing back with 19 points, 15 boards. Anthony Edwards held in check too, finishing with just 12 points in 24 minutes of action. The Spurs have the 5th largest win in Game 2 after losing Game 1 in NBA postseason history. They joined the Minneapolis Lakers, Supersonics, Thunder, and Clippers. Whew. You calm down now? Like your heart rate go down a little bit? You good?
You
good?
with the broom.
All right.
Or,
we're good.
Feeling good.
Okay. So, Perk, as this series shifts to Minnesota, it's tied 1-1 now. Which of these two teams can least afford to lose Game 3?
Oh, it's the Spurs. It's the Spurs. You're going into a hostile environment, right? You're down. You're trying to get back home court advantage. You're going against a team with a lot of experience, a team that's going to be pissed off, a team that has established a home court in an arena that's hard to play in. You want to come in and you want to set the tone early if you're the San Antonio Spurs. And it's coming down to you want to get that win, Game 3, because you don't want to continue to let this go on where it feels like the Minnesota Timberwolves have some type of control or confidence. If you could go into Game 3 and snatch their souls like you did in Game 2, then all of a sudden we having a different conversation. But if you go into Game 3 and Minnesota returns the favor, and all of a sudden we see the noise talking and all of a sudden the energy in the arena, we see guys, because it's already going to be physical. They started chirping last night. And so if you're the Spurs, you want to come in and try to at least mimic the same level of play. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but if you could come in Game 3 and punch them in the mouth and get that dub, oh, man, it benefits you.
Well, I would tell you this. That's fine, and that's a clear advantage for San Antonio, which would be true. But in terms of answering the question directly about which team can least afford, I didn't say you didn't answer it. Let me finish. I said in terms of which team can least afford to lose Game 3, I would say it's Minnesota. I don't think you want to go into a Game 4 down 2-1 after losing by damn near 40 in Game 2 to go on your home turf and get smacked around with San Antonio sending that kind of message for Game 3. It might, it might sink you to an abyss you can't recover from for Game 4. I think Minnesota, it's very important. If San Antonio loses Game 3, all right, we're a young team, we down 2-1. They beat us Game 1. We answered the call Game 2. They got us Game 3. All we need to reclaim home court advantage is win one of these games. Okay, if I don't get Game 3, I get Game 4. You, Minnesota, you can't have that attitude because you're trying to avoid a Game 7 in San Antonio. You want one of those situations where you want to put them on their heels by winning Game 3, put them on their heels so they know they got to win Game 4, and then try to punch them in the mouth again for Game 4. You lose Game 3, Minnesota, your destiny is a 7-game series loss. That's your destiny if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves and you lose Game 3. You can't lose that game.
Queens and the Bronx agreeing? Wow, what a moment in New York City history. I agree with Stephen A. It got to be, the pressure's on the Timberwolves here, man. If we know one thing about Ant Edwards and Jaden McDaniels is that they are competitive. They are competitors. And they're going to come out on fire for this game. And you could, if you are the Timberwolves and you potentially waste Ant Edwards, Jaden McDaniels masterclass, you are cooked. That is it. Game over. I love Julius Randle. That's my guy. You know, I called him Julibranius when he was out here with the Knicks. But, man, you need...
Called him what?
You need Julibranius, Stephen.
Oh, God. But hold on. Real quick.
Julius, LeBron,
so,
together.
let me ask you this. So, y'all telling me that if this series happened to go 7 games, you don't have trust in this Minnesota team and Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels?
No. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because I love Minnesota. I love everybody there.
I'm just asking the question. Is either
I don't.
Don't do that.
They're proven.
Because Ant-Man is not 100% and DiVincenzo's gone. That's why I feel. I don't like Minnesota's chances in a Game 7 in San Antonio.
Yeah, but S.A., my thing is that, to me, what I saw in Game 6 when they was facing adversity last round, I saw guys elevate their level of play.
Right. against a team you said doesn't play any defense.
I didn't say it. Jay McDaniel said it.
But you echoed it.
I did.
All right, then.
He said it first.
Okay.
But I'm saying he still took down arguably because one could argue that, hey, Jokic is still one of the best players in the world. That's what we've been saying over the last 2 years.
I'm just saying.
So what I'm saying is, I have enough trust in this group from what history tells us that they willing to face and overcome anything because guys will step up.
Let me be very, very clear on national TV what I'm saying.
Okay.
For Minnesota to win this series, they need to do it in 6. I don't believe I think Wemby and who he has proven to be and how he just answers moments.
He does.
I think that him in a game 7 defensively would be so nightmarish for the Minnesota Timberwolves that it will propel the San Antonio Spurs to victory. Minnesota, in order to win this series, in my opinion, must avoid a game 7 back in San Antonio. You cannot do that if you lose game 3 in Minnesota. You just can't do it.
All I'm saying is a lot more pressure on them jump shots from the others in the game 7. Take it from a guy that played in a lot of them.
That's fair.
They go to game 7. Wembayama has 20 blocks. You heard it here first.
Good Lord.
Oh, by the way,
Game 3,
Courtney,
Friday night up in Minneapolis.
Mero is, I want to go to commercial break because now that Perk has reminded me, the hoodie, the gold chain, the hat, it is distracting me. I don't like it. You understand what I'm saying? Next week, my brother, modify that wardrobe.
I got you.
And Melo and D-Wade, y'all do it too.
Listen, I'm going to come in
like
I'm going to Hogwarts.
Got to leave this here. The NBA Conference Semis continue Saturday night on ABC. It's Game 3, and the Thunder take on the Lakers with tip-off at 8:30 Eastern. Coverage begins with NBA tip-off at 8. Catch it on ABC, and as always, the game is also available on the app.
Come on now. That's cool.
The Premier Lacrosse League opens the season this weekend as the Redwoods and the Archers are on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then the defending champions, New York Atlas, look to defend their title against the Carolina Chaos. On Saturday, it's the Water Dogs heading to Maryland to face the Whipsnakes. And to cap off the weekend, the Outlaws and the Archers play 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Pleased to be joined by the president and co-founder of the Premier Lacrosse League, Paul Rabel. You founded this league in 2019. Your record still stands, 650. You're at risk of losing that record this season. Maryland Whipsnakes' taxman, future Hall of Famer Rob Pennell, closing in on that. How does that sit with you?
Well, it took me 14 years to get that record. As you guys know, when we launched the PLL in 2019, I had 3 seasons to build on that point record, but ultimately surpassed John Grant Jr. I got to play with Rob Pennell in New York and with Team USA. I mean, that guy puts up points on the scoreboard. So does it feel, as a player, am I agitated? Perhaps. But as the co-founder of the league, exciting, man. We love to see records being chased and taken.
I know that you like to see records being chased and taken, sir, but that's when you're watching it happen to others as opposed to yourself. Are you sure that you are okay with this? I mean, it's all right to admit on national television if you're not okay, especially on First Take. It's okay to admit it.
I mean, look, would I want to go to the grave with the record? Absolutely. I'm an athlete first and foremost, and athletes have a level of self-belief, maybe some cognitive dissonance, Stephen A., you know what I'm saying? But records are records. I remember getting ready for each season, and I would write my goals, and my dad would say, write them in pencil, because you're meant to erase it and write them again the next year. And I think that's records.
So you and Rob, obviously, you mentioned you guys were teammates in the New York Lizards and on Team USA. Rob broke that all-time assist record last season. You said you'd be agitated to see your record fall. I would love to hear the competitive banter between the two of you. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss this up here. Who is the better player?
I mean, Stephen A., what do you think?
I'm going to roll with you, man.
That's what I'm saying. With you. Look.
Roll with you. You the one on First Take. He ain't.
You know what I mean? We talk about the way Jordan answers this question, LeBron answers this question. This isn't a game of Madden where you can pick yourself. So if I couldn't select myself, I'd be picking RP3. But, I love to co-build this league with my brother. But I also just love sports, and I miss my time on the field. And, for the record, if RP3 takes it, maybe I have a run again.
Okay.
You'll
have to come back here and announce that.
Well, listen, I got one more question for him, Courtney. I don't want him to leave without asking this question because New York Atlas did the reigning defending champions, right?
That's right.
What's the chances of them repeating? I mean, because I root for all things New York first.
Damn
but
right.
What's the chances of them repeating?
And it's a good time to be a Knicks fan, isn't it? So it's a good time to be a New York sports fan. We've had 2 repeat champions, one in the Maryland Whipsnakes in 2019 and 2020, and then the Utah Archers in 23 and 24. The league has a ton of parity because there's only 8 teams, so it's hard to win. It's hard to make a roster. But the New York Atlas has the back-to-back MVP winners in Connor Schellenberger and Jeff Teat, and they have the greatest face-off player to ever play the game in Trevor Baptiste. So it would be a good bet to place on the New York Atlas going back-to-back.
I know you'll be out in Utah this weekend for the season opener. That's going to give you some time on the flight because the next time you're back here on First Take, I'm going to need you to come up with an A-list of the top lacrosse players of all time. And, you know, you can go ahead and put yourself at the top.
I thought you were going to say when I'm back, I'm going to be back now number 2 on the record list.
You might be. You might be. Paul, thanks so much.
Thanks for
Don't accept it. Don't accept it. Don't accept number 2.
Still to come, the odds favor a Thunder repeat this season, but find out why someone here as another team will be lifting the Larry O and just how they'll do it.